Hey, this is Nick from SaaS Onboarding.io, and today we're going to see how Typeform onboard its users. So let me just move my face here, make it a bit smaller. So as you know, Typeform is a online form creator tool. The company was started in Spain in 2012, and they became really popular over the last few years. And this is mostly due to the fact that they have brought to the market a very different kind of form builder, where especially I would say they are using a very product-led growth strategy, which basically adds a lot of virality to their product, meaning that every time you complete a Typeform survey or a Typeform form, you have seen it plenty of times, there is the Typeform badge that brings you immediately into the loop of Typeform and will take you to create your own Typeform, or at least bring awareness about the company. So let's see what they're doing. They obviously are doing a lot of things right. So let's see together what they're doing and how they're board their users. So I'm on the home page right now, but I wanted to show you something else, because obviously you have to keep in mind that every time there is an onboarding sequence, there are multiple entry points. It's not just the home page. Now, let's see the home page first, and then we will dive into the other pages. So first of all, what I like here is that they are not the main copy here. They're not explaining what the product is. They're explaining what you are going to get and what the main benefit of the product. So they're saying there's a better way to ask. And then it goes on saying you don't want to make a boring form and your audience won't answer one. Create a Typeform instead and make everyone happy. Why are they choosing this kind of copy? So, and why are we talking about copy when we're talking about onboarding? Why is it so important? Because the kind of expectations that you set with your copy are super important to make your users, to make the visitors of your page happy or not happy. So once you are defining the right expectation and once you are clearly explaining what your product does, it's going to be easier for you to onboard them in the right way. So here they say there's a better way to ask. Better compared to what? Well, probably a lot of users have used SurveyMonkeys in the past, or they have used Google Forms in the past. And let's say they're not the best and most entertaining forms. As they say, you don't want to make a boring form. SurveyMonkey, Google Forms, they are kind of boring, right? They are basically already comparing themselves without mentioning them, but they're comparing themselves to the competitions. And they're kind of reading into your mind or reading into your past. They kind of know that you probably went through those kind of forms in the past and you don't want to do the same. And they also add something very important. Basically, they're explaining you what will happen when you send a boring form. Because they say, when you send a boring form, no one will answer. And that's something that happens to many people in the past. They just, send this form with a lot of questions that you see one after the other, and people just don't reply because they don't want to see all that stuff all together. Then they say, get started, it's free, no credit card required, no time limit on free plan. This is very interesting. And here they're, obviously showing you already how the product will look like, how easy it is for you to create Typeform. So let's move on and let's see what else we can see. So there's another copy, create forms, surveys, and quizzes that people enjoy answering, because at the end of the day, this is what most people sending out forms and surveys are worrying about. You do want people to answer them. It will be useless otherwise. And so this is already the second time they're stressing, and they're stressing this point, putting the focus on that point. And here there is also something interesting that it's, again, very, I would say, they know where you're coming from. They say one question at a time, like a conversation, keeps your audience engaged. You get more thoughtful responses and higher completion rates. Why? Again, let's see how Google Forms look like. Here's how a Google Form looks like. So it's boring, yes. Maybe you can make it a little bit more colorful, but in general, it's boring, and all the questions are here, one after the other, and people just don't want to do this, don't want to reply to this kind of forms, because the cognitive overload of this is too much. Let's see what happens. Building photo and video libraries, bring questions to life, custom layouts and themes, show your brand at its best. A sleek interface ties it all together. And they're giving you a bunch of, basically a preview of how the products, the forms will look like. People make magic happen with Typeform. They have some very strong social proof, with some very interesting number. Beer brand got 150K leads with one quiz. Codeworks. So they are they're showing you every possible way you can use Typeforms with real people, which is also another very useful things to keep in mind. You have real people, you have faces, you know that there are people that are using this product. They will quickly go, here's how it works: create, pick a template, build a simple form in minutes, no code needed. So this is basically they're trying to explaining you, they're trying to remove all your possible problems and obstacles that you have when you want to create a form. Then you can share it, then you get the results, and then you will see the kind of results you can get, and that it will be very easy to read the numbers about your forms. Some more, I wouldn't say social proof, but more content with people that in the digital world are pretty famous. And then here again, some more social proof with some real people with faces, name, surnames, interesting logos. Obviously, everything is useful to give more, to give more importance to the product. But I wanted to show you something else, because not everyone will land on their own page. Let's see what they do when you let's see what I do when you're looking for online forms on Google. You will have the first result will be for me, but one of the first results will be Typeform official site, make powerful forms in minutes. And let's see, where does this take us? Okay, different page. As you can see, there was a search intent, so they have removed a lot of the link that you were seeing up here, okay? Because maybe when you're landing here for the first time, you really need to still explore the products, and you will go through, if not all, many of these things. While here, there was a higher search intent, and so as you can see, only 2 CTAs, actually only 1 CTA, but just repeated 2 times. Easy online form creator, beautiful form in minutes. And they will show you a very simple landing page with an example of a form. They will give you a preview of how the form will look like. You can see there are not other links here basically they want just to keep you on this page, and from here they give you the pricing. It's kind of strange that they give you the pricing now. Probably they could have just show you the main CTA, but if they put it, there was probably a reason, and I guess the reason was that probably people don't convert when they don't know what they're going to pay. And then from here, basically you click on this and you will start signing up, but we're gonna sign up from the homepage. If you are looking for online surveys, they have created another they have created a different landing page, kind of similar, but as you can see, the copy is different. Online questionnaires with a difference. Basically the same thing as we saw earlier, but with a little twist here and there, different copies, and as you can see, also a different, for some reason, different copy in the call to action up here. I also wanted to show you something. When you are taken to Typeform through the Typeform badge after you have completed a Typeform, maybe embedded on some other people website. Let's see, where are we taken? So this is our website, alwaysbeta.co. When people want to schedule a call with us, powered by, and at the end of the questionnaires, there's powered by Typeform. And when you click on this, so let's say that you are users, you click on powered by Typeform, and you are taken to another page that says, aha, you have unlocked their secret. So it's interesting that they're taking you to another page, even more specific and designed for you, for your situation. And just to confirm what I was saying earlier, here again, you're going to see all the links up here, because probably now, if you're coming from here, you still want to explore what Typeform is about, and so you want more information. And this page will basically again give you the main features. Okay, so let's sign up here. Okay, sign up and come on in. Typeform, get better data with conversational form, services, quizzes, and more. Something interesting could have been something like start collecting data, or start listen to your customers, or something like that. But let's go on anyway. Sign up with email. Okay. And let's see the options. Okay, now let's go. Create my free account. Whoops. All right. Let's see the email that we got. Typeform, activate your Typeform account. Okay, let's activate the account. All right, nice message while everything it's loading. I know that something is working and it's about to come up. Okay, and so this is really interesting. Welcome to Typeform, and now, as you can see, so they're welcoming you. They'll give you a preview of a form, and then, as you can see, let's get you set up. It only takes a moment. It'll make your time with Typeform even better. And basically, they are onboarding you with their own tool. So you are already understanding how the tool will work. Probably you don't understand now how you can build a form, but you will understand what you can do and what the final result will be for the people that will answer to your form. So they have a bunch of questions. What's your first name? Nick. Last name? Orgi. What's the main thing you're using Typeform for? Let's say work. Let's go through this. What's the one main activity you want to do with Typeform? Let's say, get feedback. Okay. How would you describe yourself? I'm familiar. Let's say, yes, I'm familiar. Whoops. Okay, probably I went through this earlier. Software as a service. And as you can see here, just to add some, novelty to the page, some variation, to keep you engaged. They're changing the image. Almost done. Okay. Size of the organization. Let's go on. Whoops. You can actually skip all this step, but I think it's useful to just go on. As you can see, they're very, very quick. Fantastic, you're all set. Let's do this. They're confirming you that everyone is okay, that you can go on. You haven't left anything left. And then you have this pop-up. So as you can see, it's interesting. This page is kind of interesting because maybe they could have just shown what you are seeing behind here, okay? But instead, they are asking you to choose one of these three options. Basically, start from scratch, use a template, and create it for me. Start from scratch, use a template, create it for me, and in each of these, they are explaining you what is going to happen and what you can expect. It's always useful when you are telling the users what's behind one of the choices they're about to make. So let's say that I want to start from scratch. Okay. It's loading. They already give you, again, as you can see, behind this window here, you can see that everything it's already set up. Basically, it's already starting. You're going into the right direction of creating a beautiful form. You can see an image. It's not a picture that you decided to put there, but you know that you will be able to change that. They already give a name to your type form. Let's say SaaS Onboarding form, where you create, let's say, research survey, and then you can go on. And then here, as you remember, we started from scratch, but they have created the first question for you, so you already have an idea of how the question will look like and how you can create the different section of your forms. So from now on, maybe it would have been nice if they could somehow, it's very likely that you're gonna add up some other questions. So maybe it would have been nice if they could highlight this part here, because the main call to action that I see here are published in the plans, but it's okay. Let's go on. I wanted to add something else. Long text, short text. Let's go for short text. Let's say, I don't know, what's your surname? While you are typing, it's nice that something like this pop-ups. Something similar works. It's similar in Figma, for example. It says that Typeform is auto-saving your work, so you don't have to worry about that, because sometimes you write and you're looking for a save button somewhere, but they're gonna tell you that it's auto-saving. Then we're gonna put like an email, and here they already created everything. Then we're gonna put a phone number again. Okay, they're already putting everything, and then basically. What you can do from here is you can do a bunch of things. You can preview this, which is always super useful, because you will see very quickly how it's going, and if it's showing as you want. it's pretty interesting that the default view here is the mobile view instead of the desktop view, given that most of the stuff we saw on the home page and on the other landing pages were web pages, desktop pages. But it's kind of interesting that they give you the ability to see both of them. And then from here, they also added this restart button where you can go back to the beginning, because maybe sometimes you want to go through it times and times again. Then you go back and you can go on. And then here you can add some kind of end screen. Okay, perfect. And then once you've done this, you will probably go through this, and you will probably at some point stumble upon some features that require a premium plan, a payment. So you always have the plans here. Let's take a look at them. Okay, so I was taking a look at these plans earlier, and one thing I noticed is that, as you can see, they are by default putting you on the most expensive plan. Now, actually, the most expensive is this one, I guess. Yeah, they're putting on one of their most expensive plan, and they're putting on the yearly plan. And so once you're here, you kind of like look at this, and I was wondering why. And I guess the reason is that once you're here, you kind of immediately look at this number, which could be pretty high for a lot of people. You know, it's more than 1,000 euros, or let's say $1,000. So why is this? Well, probably because not all people they already know, I guess, that not all people will immediately go for the business plan, and not all people will go for so many, and not all people will go for the yearly plan, but they are basically, I guess, anchoring you with a very high price, so that as soon as you do something like, I don't know, let's do monthly, and maybe I don't need 10,000 responses, I just need 100. And then you go and you see the price, oh, okay, 30 euros. And so now you're in a very different mood, you're in a very different state of mind, and you say, okay, now this is cheap. 1,000 euros, that was crazy. Let's go with something lower. I guess that's the reason, or at least as a user, that's the feeling, and that's what I expect, what I felt going through this. Let's close this. Okay, we go back to the workspace. And of course, here you have created everything. I was actually expecting to go back to the form itself once I close the plans, the pricing page. So let's go back here. One thing that is kind of a little bit confusing to me are those steps here. Mostly due to the fact that when you're putting stuff right there at the center in that kind of way, they feel like steps to a process, but they're actually links. They're not really linked to each other. They're not a part of a process. They're not steps of a process. They're just different things that you can do about this form. So, and here, for example, you can integrate your form with some other tools. On here, you have some sharing options, and then on here you can see all the results. It's kind of, if you want, it's kind of curious that it's kind of curious that you are they're already showing the results here, unless I'm missing something, because at the end of the day you haven't published the form yet. So probably that result thing should be available only once you click here on publish. And then now that it's published, technically you are open to get results, and then you are able to see results. But these are actually minor things, because the entire usability is very, very good, and the entire user onboarding is super fast, even if you have never created a form before. I like the fact, for example, that you can easily move around the questions here, which may sound silly to many of you, but keep in mind that in the tech space, these things are obvious, but tools like Typeform reach a very, very wide kind of user base, and so there are even people that are, maybe not so skilled when it comes to digital tools, and so once you are here, you kind of you don't know what to do. You try and grab this, and you can see you can move it. It's like, wow, okay, super. So overall, I love the way Typeform it's onboarding its users. I guess there's a ton to learn from there. There is a ton to learn from them, and especially one of the most interesting thing is the fact that they are creating different pages, and I guess they are testing the hell out of these pages in terms of copywriting, pictures, CTAs, and we definitely can learn a lot from Typeform. I hope you enjoy these videos, and we will see you on the next one.